Greetings, adventurer. My name is Jack, and you are on the infinite staircase. Silent, unrelenting, and almost entirely invisible, gelatinous cubes are one of the most efficient creatures found in our world. Perfect cubes of transparent ooze that glide soundlessly through corridors, dissolving any organic matter in their paths. Traps, bones, and armor mean nothing to it, only flesh and the slow passage of time. It does not hunt in the conventional sense, as that would imply motive. No, the gelatinous cube simply glides along, inevitably making contact with something to consume. Despite the gelatinous cube's seeming simplicity, this is a creature that has endured many unique environments, outlasting others that are more physically and mentally imposing. What makes this creature so uniquely suited to its environment? And why has it remained a staple of dungeon design for so long? Let's take a look at the ever-hungry, ever-patient gelatinous cube. These semi-solid ooze creatures are almost perfectly cube-shaped and transparent. They typically measure 10 feet along each of their sides and weigh an incredible 50,000 pounds or 23,000 kilograms on average. The gelatinous cube's structure is maintained by a faintly quivering surface tension, allowing it to maintain its shape as it slowly moves through confined spaces. When motionless, this creature is near invisible to the naked eye, making it an ideal ambush predator in the dark corridors of the dungeons it inhabits. Despite this transparency, objects trapped within the cube's body, such as bones, weapons, or bits of armor, can sometimes be seen suspended within its mass, offering a rare visual warning to observant adventurers. The cube itself has no eyes, mouth, or limbs, yet is able to sense changes to its surroundings through vibrations and chemical detection. This allows for the methodical consumption of any organic and most non-organic matter it detects and comes into contact with. Though most gelatinous cubes conform to their characteristic shape and size, some rare variations do exist, differing in density, coloration, or even size, and adapting to the unique dungeon environments that they inhabit. All gelatinous cubes are immune to the conditions blind, charm, deafness, exhaustion, frightened, and also cannot be knocked prone. As I mentioned earlier, through the use of vibrations, they have blind sight up to 60 feet from their mass, allowing them to sense creatures and objects in their surroundings without the use of eyes. Due to their amorphous form, gelatinous cubes fill their entire space. Any creature occupying this same space must succeed on a DC 12 dexterity saving throw or be subject to 3d6 acid damage and become engulfed within the cube's mass. Engulfed creatures are restrained and cannot breathe. They also take a further 6d6 acid damage at the start of each of the cube's turns. To escape from the cube, either the engulfed individual or a party member must succeed on a DC 12 strength check, in which case they enter a space of their choice within 5 feet of the creature. Gelatinous cubes play a vital role in dungeon ecosystems. Functioning as natural cleaners, they glide through corridors dissolving organic matter and collecting inorganic items such as weapons, traps, and discarded gear within its acidic mass, thus preventing dungeons from getting clogged with endless debris. The more intelligent dungeon dwellers recognize the usefulness of these cubes, some deliberately guiding them into areas to dispose of waste or unwanted remains. Others may use them as living traps, luring enemies into the path of an approaching cube, or constructing pitfall chambers where victims fall directly into their dissolving mass. While the cube itself is not intelligent enough to form alliances, it is often unwittingly used as a tool by those who understand its function. The presence of gelatinous cubes raises an interesting question. Were some dungeons designed with them in mind? Given that they fit perfectly into the standard 10-foot corridors of many underground complexes, it is possible that ancient dungeon architects either accommodated their movement or even intentionally introduced them as a form of pest control. Although they can be useful in many regards, a cube left unchecked can pose a problem, even to those who tolerate its presence. If it should grow too large, it may become impossible to contain, consuming entire sections of a dungeon indiscriminately. There have also been instances of cubes escaping their underground habitats and seeping into nearby settlements or caverns, dissolving anything in their path without any sense of purpose or restraint. Especially large gelatinous cubes often come into existence through the combining of two of their kind. Though rare, in the odd circumstance one cube should make contact with another, they react in one of two ways, either through merging into a larger mass, or strangely, by simply passing through one another. On merging, the resulting cube acts as a single entity until the two naturally divide again over time. Since cubes lack intelligence and territorial instinct, it's quite interesting that they can maintain their individuality from one another, even when the two have merged together. I think this hints at some kind of general awareness of their own existence. Now let's go over some of the most well-known tales regarding gelatinous cubes. According to the Demonomicon of Igwilv, gelatinous cubes, along with all other oozes, are believed to be fragments or the spawn of the demon lord Juiblex. While not widely believed, some say Juiblex has the capability to exert control over them, imbuing them with a sense of purpose or even intelligence. A wizard in Cormyr once successfully merged a gelatinous cube with an ochre jelly, producing a creature he could domesticate and train to keep the streets of Suzail clean. Although the jelly cube excelled in cleaning, it developed a taste for horses after only a few weeks. The wizard claimed to have destroyed it with a fireball spell after locals expressed outrage, but horses continued to vanish. Some rumoured the wizard had attempted to hide his creation with an invisibility spell rather than destroying it. Many gelatinous cubes inhabit the water-deep dungeon complex of Undermountain, prompting an adventurer named Haptooth to develop an antidote against their paralysing secretion after spending years exploring the area. A wizard named Halaster Blackcloak experimented on various gelatinous cubes, successfully creating one that measured 3 times their average size, at 30 feet along each of its sides. He did this with the help of the Dwagar ability Enlarge. The arrival of Juiblex in the Underdark granted a gelatinous cube named Glabagool sentience. Not wanting to fight, Glabagool was genuinely curious about the world and the people inhabiting it. Some rumours imply Glabagool met with a party of adventurers, befriending them and offering to gift them a magical mace located within its oozing form. In summary, Gelatinous Cube does not hunt, think, or rest. They simply move along, a silent force of dissolution, leaving nothing in their wake but polished stone and discarded remnants. With no will or ambition, They need no greater purpose than existence itself. I hope the knowledge you gained helps you on your travels. If you liked your time here, I've left a box for any feedback near the door, along with a handy device to alert you to when I'm ready to discuss more creatures. Safe travels, adventurer.